Athens for the Athens Regional, obviously going to match up with Georgia first. And for you, I guess that's a little bit of deja vu. In 2015, y'all also went to play Georgia in the regionals as well. So obviously you all were able to play some SEC talent already this season, UK and Florida and Mississippi State. So how valuable is that experience going to come in handy when you all head to play some more SEC talent this weekend?
Yeah, I think that will definitely help us moving forward into the NCAA tournament. Being able to play in those stadiums against such high quality teams is definitely a bonus on our side. We're looking forward to actually going back to Georgia. So it's been a while, but it does feel a little bit kind of like what you said, deja vu, that we got placed there again. But they were great hosts last time, and we're looking forward to going back.
Hey, Coach. Jared with the Daily News here. Georgia to start off, I guess, what's the scouting report on those guys? And then also Duke and UNC Greensboro in that regional too. I guess, what do you know about them as well?
Yeah, obviously Georgia's a quality opponent playing in the SEC. They have power, they have speed. Their number one is really good. I'm assuming that we will get her. But obviously preparing for all of them is what we have to do. We'll have scouts on the other teams, but our primary focus will be on Georgia.
So I know you said after the tournament that there were maybe some couple things to work on. You mentioned some fielding errors, things like that. So the week ahead of the tournament, I know you all are practicing like crazy right now, but what are some of the main things that you're going to have your squad try to work out before you all head down to Florida, to Georgia on Friday?
I think we prepared for this moment, and I think one of the biggest things is being confident going into this NCAA tournament. Like you guys have kind of talked about, we've been at other places, shown up, and had good experiences, and we've dealt with some failures. So I think one of the biggest things is playing free and playing loose and being ourselves. No matter who we're playing is absolutely a big deal for us, and doing the little things right. So, obviously in the last conference game, we have 4 errors, and we have to play clean defense, and we have to hit the ball and be strong in the circle.
Talking to Coach Hudson before the volleyball team went to the NCAA tournament, I know that's a totally different situation with all the teams in one building. They had to wait a couple days before practice, go through all the protocols and stuff. But for you guys, I guess, what's the schedule from this point up until you play that first game?
Yeah, so we'll practice before we leave on Wednesday. More than likely, hopefully there's no rain. It's kind of windy today, as you can see. But we will get to practice at Georgia. That'll be a fun day for us, big day for us to get prepared and go through our scouts. So we'll leave on Wednesday and head down to Athens.
In terms of the health of the team, I know we saw Taylor back in the lineup for the tournament. You said she was still playing a little bit injured. And then I know Kelsey hasn't made an appearance since that one inning of relief in the FAU series. What can you kind of say in terms of the health of the team? Do you think we'll see Taylor at 100%, maybe see a Kelsey Ike appearance in the tournament?
I don't think Taylor Sanders will be at 100%, but I think she will be able to play. And I thought she did a great job in our Conference USA tournament coming back after sitting out so long. She has a great presence. Obviously, she showed up with her bat. So I do think we'll see her. She's practicing as normal. As far as Kelsey Ike, I'm not 100% sure now. Obviously, it's frustrating for her, and obviously disappointing being her senior year. I think that would be very difficult if I put myself in her shoes to have to. She's been such a huge part of our program and a huge part of our success this year. So it's kind of had to flip a role for her, going from, being in the circle to a big time supporter. So I think she's done a great job with that. She can't help her injuries just like Taylor can't, or Jordan Thomas. So it's just something we've dealt with. And I feel like other players have done a great job of stepping up.
Obviously every year is different, but for you as a coach, I guess, what can you learn from the last time you guys were in a situation like this and now going into this year's tournament?
Having that experience is huge from a coaching perspective, kind of knowing what you're getting yourself into. Obviously, we know that every team at the NCAAs is very talented and has earned the right to be here. So you're going to get people's best ball. I feel like there, I know we've had some injuries in the circle, but one of the things from 2015 was pitching depth. Obviously, we had an ace in the circle that could pitch with anyone, but I think that's the one building mark that I took from 2015 to this point in my career is trying to build a pitching staff, and I feel like nationally it's kind of going to that. So just the experience and trying to enjoy it. I'm a little bit older. So, you always tell the players to live in the moment, and that's what I'm going to try to do as well.
So you mentioned pitching. For you as a coach, making the lineups for every game. Shelby's coming off, those 5 innings of relief in the championship game and that complete game against North Texas. So, Shelby obviously has a hot hand right now. When it comes to choosing who gets to start in that first game against Georgia, do you kind of go with who has the momentum, or are you going to look to try to throw out a surprise or two for the Bulldogs?
I think it just depends on the situation and what our pitching rotation would look like. So much of pitching is where they pitch well and what moments they pitch well in. And I think all 3 of our pitchers are fully capable of throwing in the circle, but trying to put them in the best spot for our team to be successful, not so much surrounded by what the pitcher's needs are or what their wants are, but where are they most successful. So, we'll make that call once we get closer to actual game time.
Anything else for Coach Tudor? All right, great. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys for covering all of this.
Good luck this weekend.
We've got Shelby Nunn here. You can go ahead with questions for Shelby when you're ready.
Hey, Shelby. Jake Moore here with the College Heights Herald. Thanks for sitting down with us today to talk about the tournament. So you all had that viewing party in Diddle a couple days ago for that selection show, and you all were picked to go down to Athens to play Georgia as well as Duke and UNC Greensboro. When you first saw that those 3 teams revealed, what were you feeling initially when you first saw your competition for the weekend?
I'm very excited of our draw in the tournament. I think the thing going into this is that tournament time, anybody can beat anybody, and I think we have an excellent chance to make a little bit of noise and represent the university well at the tournament.
Shelby, this is Jared with the Daily News. I guess looking at this Georgia team at this point, what do you know about them?
Obviously they're a great school, especially being the SEC, and they got an at-large bid. And so obviously going into this tournament, we know that they're a very solid team. And I think just taking the mindset, just having that confidence of these past games and just saying, hey, like, we can do this, like we can play with anybody.
I was about to say that you had some experience with other SEC teams throughout the season, obviously defeating UK at home and then playing Florida and Mississippi State. So how does that experience of playing in those SEC softball stadiums, how is that going to kind of play over to spending a weekend in Athens in a similar sized arena?
I think it'll help us a lot. I think having that experience, especially earlier in the season, and, we beat Kentucky, and then we hung in there with Florida, which is obviously one of the top teams in the nation. I think that'll really help us in saying that, we can do the thing.
I know you weren't here at Western the last time that they played in the NCAA regionals. Coach talked about learning I guess the need for more pitching depth at that point. And that's something that you guys seem to have this year. Obviously Kelsey's been out for a little while, but, you, Kennedy, Katie have been, pretty good in the circle these last few weeks. I guess, how much do you see you guys having that pitching depth being an important factor coming up this weekend where you will have to play multiple games?
I'm very confident in our pitching staff. I think we're all different from each other, and I think what will help us the most is that we are so different from each other, and I'm very confident in every single one of us to be able to go in and get the job done.
So I know you all are practicing pretty much nonstop this week for the tournament. I guess this is your all's only off day. But for you personally, is there anything that you're really trying to fine tune this week before you head out to Athens? Is there anything that Coach Tudor has kind of told you or the pitching staff or the whole team in general, something you all are needing to work on?
I think one thing that we need to focus on the most is just trusting our stuff and just trusting that our best stuff, will beat their best stuff. And I think taking that into the tournament will be really important for all three of us.